One solo Saber hilt that we designed is compatible with two different kinds of buttons, which are the 12mm and 6mm buttons. Now if you choose the 12mm button, you're going to have to print three parts, which would be the guard, the hilt, and also the pommel. But if you choose the 6mm button, there will be one extra piece, which would be the button pressing thing for cosmetic looks and also for a better function. So for demonstration purposes, we will be using the 6mm buttons. For better quality, you would print these three parts separately, with the guard facing upright and having the support on for better support. And the pommel, you would also put it upright with the support on in case it falls down or breaks during printing process. And the hilt can be printed upright without the support because there isn't too many complicated parts. Now for the body of the hilt, we would be using PVC pipes. And of course, everyone knows that 3D printing parts needs to be sanded off. So for the guard, you can sand it more because we will be using a screw to secure it in place in the final part. And also there will be wires, and you want to let it be loose in case you destroy them. So the guard can be looser for easier fitting, and then the hilt and the pommel should be tighter because there will not be screws. So you want to fit them on tightly and to make sure they won't fall off on their own. Here at Taiwan Saber, the length of PVC pipe we use is 22.5 centimeters, and of course we're using PVC pipes because just 3D printing parts wouldn't be strong enough. So the PVC pipe gives us another layer of reinforcement. Now during assembly, you will see that there's a pencil mark on the PVC pipe. That is because we need to first fit in the guard, and you will use the pencil to trace around the hole onto the PVC pipe so that you know where to drill the hole for the button to stay in. And as you can see, you will draw the pencil circle and then drill the hole at the very bottom of it. Now you can use any size of hole you prefer, but it's for the wires to go through, so they shouldn't be too big because that would be a loose fit. Now during assembly, you want to first put the button cap into the guard so that it can stay in there, because you need to fit it in first or else you won't be able to put it in. As you can see, there's a square hole in the guard there, and on the button cosmetic there's a square base, so we want to fit that right in the hole of the guard so that it doesn't wobble around and gives a great fit. Now for the wires and the button, as you can see, of course, the button is 6mm in width and height, and I've already soldered on the wires. And if you use a quick connector, be sure to not connect the body of it yet, because if you connect it first, then you won't be able to put it through the hole of the PVC pipe. So now, as you can see on the button cosmetic, we've made a 6mm hole that is just right for the button to fit in there. So before assembly, you want to just fit the button in there in case the PVC pipe destroys it, or it wobbles around, falls off, or something bad happens, because that wouldn't be great. Now just put the button cosmetic in and then fit the button inside. Also, as you can see on the button bottom of the guard, there's a small gap, a small notch there. It's designed so that the wires can stay in there and not fall out, so that your PVC pipe might wobble around and just break it or tear it or cut it or something, so that the electricity doesn't go through. So we wouldn't want that. That's why we designed that notch for the wires. Now it's time to fit your wires through the PVC pipe, and you don't need to fit them all through because it's still gonna go through all because all of them is still gonna go through after you fit the PVC pipe inwards. So now again, before fitting the PVC pipe in, you need to make sure that the wires are inside the notch, which is extremely important and vital for the safety of your lightsaber. So just make sure that they stay inside of the notch and slide the PVC pipe right in. And you need to have your left hand or right hand, whichever you're not using currently, to press down the button and the button base so that it doesn't just lift off and get torn away by the PVC pipe. So you want to be gentle at this stage. This is one of the hardest stages for our Saber Hilt assembly. So you want to gently slide it in. Don't turn it around left to right, because that might just let the wires come loose and then your PVC pipe might destroy it. So just gently slide it in, and this is also why we said that it is better to have your guard a bit looser at the start, because if it's too tight now, then you might not be able to fit it in just by pushing it straight forward. So now, as you can see, we're gently sliding it inwards. It may be hard, but don't try to wobble it around, because it's very important that you don't do that because your wires have a big chance to break if you do that. So now, after assembling our guard, it's time to assemble our grip. And as you can see here, you can slide it around this time. It's okay because there aren't too many important things. But try not to hold on to the guard while doing that, because you might accidentally turn the wires. Now, something else important to mention would be the size and the width of your PVC pipe. For us, we would be using a outer dimension of 34 millimeters and a inner width of 30 millimeters, but the inner width would be depending on how wide your circuit boards are, and of course for us it's 30 millimeters. And for the inside, you can choose whatever you like for your hand style and shape. And also, it's time to assemble our battery, and as you can see, the quick connector is there. So now it's time to install our wires into our quick connector. So after installing, we will need to unplug the kill switch, and last but not least, let's test it out and show you its features.